Hey, you guys, and thank you so much for tuning into my channel. So, I always know that I say that I'm gonna start with a quick video, but it never is. So I just wanted to make a video, and before I get into it, please note that all the thoughts and the opinions on this video are simply my own. Now, as a black, dark-skinned, um, unambiguous, trans woman, I'm someone who got caught up in colorism content. Colorism content became such a big part of my personality, and I think I've just gotten to a point in my life where I no longer choose to center stories that are based on pain, based on lack of privilege. Like, I'm just at a point in my life where I have an energy budget. So, I made a video about someone called Exoticals United, and she is a very blunt, straight in your face, hardcore anti-colorism contender, YouTube creator. And the reason I fell in love with her content was because her content was centered around, or rather still is centered around, sociology, the nuance of privilege, which we all experience, as well as stepping outside of your victim mentality. I got to a place where, okay, so I have an energy budget. You know how, like, you have a financial budget? Well, bitch, I have an energy budget. And there are certain things that I just choose to not give my energy to. And that is stories of sadness, disempowerment, stories of hypothetical situations that may or may not apply to the context of my experience. When I found Exoticals United, it was the first time I heard literally a black woman talk about the nuance of privilege, talk about the experience of actually being in a space where you are desired. But what was interesting is that she spoke from it from a decentered male's perspective. Colorism content often focuses on how you can get a black man, a white man, a whatever kind of man. But Exoticals United was all about standing in your own power, understanding essentially how society works for you and against you. And instead of choosing to stand in a place of victimhood, rather standing in a place of power and ownership of who and what you are, maximizing all of the privileges that you do have, and ignoring the the trauma and the baggage of Blackistan. Look, I'll be honest, as a black person, I have a lot of trauma from being bullied because of my skin. I have my trauma. I also have my parents' and grandparents' trauma. And because I got into colorism content, and because I am someone who wants to relate to other people, I started to pick up on other people's trauma. Let's be real, colorism content only focuses on what's wrong in the world. Seldom are there solutions. And if you're going to be someone who's going to get through the world, you kind of need to have a positive way of looking at the world. You kind of have to look at the world in terms of solutions, in terms of why you are disenfranchised. There is so much anger in colorism content, and babe, I have my own anger that I'm still dealing with. I still need to deal with my mama's anger. And to be honest, I'd rather listen to videos that talk about empowerment, that look at all of the nuance. I think as Black women, Black identified women, we tend to over identify with other people. I mean, we put the cape on like Superman. We run the oppression Olympics only to save other people, but never to save ourselves. And I think often we trauma bond. And I'm not shaming anyone who wants to trauma bond, but rather my question is, if you're continually in a space of trying to save the world, trying to trauma bond with other people that have either real or made up experiences or hypothetical experiences about pain, how will that help you as an enlightened Black woman come to a place of healing? That's why I quit colorism content. That's why I support the Pretty Girl Club. It doesn't matter if phenotypically I may look like them or not look like them. How do I feel after listening to their content? I'll tell you how I feel. I feel empowered. I see solutions. And I understand the perspective of other Black women that don't look like me. And I think, you know what? If you're going to be an empathic supporter of the Black girl movement, you need to be an ally to all Black girls. The mixed, the exotical, the unambiguous, all of us. I choose to support Exoticals United because I support many of her talking points. One day, in the near distant future, when someone is brave enough to actually address her talking points, baby, I will listen to that video. But until that day happens, I'm going to be part of the Pretty Girl Club. I don't want to say that I'm sorry if that offends you, but if it offends you, it makes me sad that we are no longer in alignment. I choose to be in an alignment with people who want to better their lives. I choose to be in alignment with people who don't live in the victimhood of their perceived pain. I choose to be in the pretty girl club. I choose Exoticals United. Point blank, period. Bye.